you know.
Yeah, I think it is very important, and our Deen emphasizes this:
Yeah,
the access to trust somebody and be vulnerable to somebody else. You
yeah.
know, obviously we need to connect firstly with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like open our heart to Allah, make dua to Allah, whatever we are dealing with internally in turmoil.
Mhm.
But also, Sheikh Ar-Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us ad-din nasiha.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the rights that a Muslim has on one another is that if I want advice from you, Sheikh, I need advice from you, it is my right upon you that you give me advice. Like, I want you to think about it. It is so important. It is so important, Sheikh. It must be such deep meaning and reasoning behind it. Because without me being able to connect with somebody and be able to say, hey, am I going crazy? Like, am I right on this one? Am I feeling okay? Like, I need somebody to, because when you're by yourself, Shaitan can just pump you full of all these types of thoughts and ideas and completely make your logic completely skewed. Murder can seem like no big deal. Murder can be like a nothing, and jealousy can be like a huge, huge thing.
That's right.
As in the case with Yusuf alayhi salam, right? So that ability to be, and we can, whether it's society at large or our own community, I find that it is so difficult for us to go to one another and seek sincere advice, open our hearts up, seek advice, and people put in the time and effort and care to give you that advice.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big area. If you want advice, they say go to the specialist. And many people, many people don't trust that their problems can be solved by some specialist. Definitely, mental health issues can be dealt with. Majority of mental health issues can be dealt with through professionals. But the less, if you have family around you, have friends around you, have people who volunteer to tell you, listen, let's talk to me about this, right? Like you said, in Islam, it's your right to receive advice for somebody, if somebody can, once you ask for it, right? But when it's left to professionals, the professionals, it's 1 hour service.
Yeah,
Everything is 1 hour.
It's not it's a contractual relationship.
It's money. It's monetary. Yeah.
It's not a social or a khuwa type of relationship.
No,
right?
No, definitely. And there is no way the person is going to call you up in your home and say, how are you doing today? Right?
Yeah.
You come to me when you're ready to see me again, and let me know who's paying for the service if it's not you directly, right?
Yeah.
And so there are so many barriers because, again, people are separated because everybody needs to work on their own so we can all pay taxes so the capitalist system can keep going. So that is a big problem in people's lives. People are not finding advice, and there is no trust. The only person that is trusted is the one who is providing professional services, because they have the vow of confidentiality. Depending on their profession. When in Islam, we are told not to divulge anybody's secret, not to divulge your own secret, your own sins that you do, that you should not be saying it outside. La yuhibbullahu al-jahra bis-su'. Allah does not like publicizing anything that is evil, whether it's from you or from somebody else. Because what happens, you make somebody else feel comfortable that, oh, I was doing that.
Yes.
I thought I was alone, but I'm not alone. So what happens? Evil spreads. You see?
Yes.
So, and I'm advising the ones that have brothers and sisters and families not to, usually human beings generally, Muslim or not, are willing, if they know that you respect their opinion, they're willing to give opinions, right? But it's not about opinion. But if you tell somebody, listen, I'm suffering, they will say, talk to me, I'm ready to listen. Many people can provide that ear, right? And we should provide that to our brothers and sisters and relatives and anyone who wants to, who needs it, because it's important. Because the safety of one human being has a ripple effect of bringing safety to everybody. Right? One person being hurt, it hurts everyone. And it could have been me, it could have been you, who thought this was going to happen in Nova Scotia. right? The last, the worst murder of people in Canada, in that kind of period. So we should be there for one another. And sometimes we think people are not ready to listen to us or to say hello to us, but society is telling us that individuals, really, we are all good by nature. Nobody's born evil. And I've tried it many times. I've even said to people hello twice, because the first time you think maybe they didn't hear it because they never expected it. But when they hear it properly, they go, yeah, and they raise their head and they smile and they raise their hands. And it looks like, it feels like an old friend, right?
Yes.
You know, you go into the elevator, the etiquette is to look at the numbers. Yeah. So you don't look into anybody's eyes, so you don't threaten people.
Yeah.
I go into the elevator, I say hello, and sometimes people answer. Most times,
I think there's sometimes people are afraid they might get lost in your eyes, Sheikh.
Well, I know why people are afraid. It's like, is there a technician in this elevator is going to lock it? You know, the black guy is here with me. What am I going to do if he attacks me? Right? You know, it's bizarre. It's bizarre the way we look at each other, right? And that has to break. That has to break.
And I truly believe that, Sheikh. Like, people sometimes they look at some of these seemingly very simple approaches, which we basically, we've become disconnected from, and they think, oh, that's too simplistic, and they make everything more complicated than it is. But I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, I've experienced it. Like, I spoke with a brother, for example, who was like almost going to become like arch enemies with another brother. He was going to become arch enemies. He's like, I've been so nice to him, this, and he didn't say salam to me. He's like, that's it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to cut off. Like, he was so emotional, like as if this brother was in front of him, he would have knocked him out, I said, no, man, give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure you're building it up in mind. People's minds can be in different places. You don't know where he was at. I found out later that this brother didn't have his contacts in, so he wasn't seeing very well. So it looked like he was ignoring this other brother, or he's being very rude to him. But actually, he didn't have his contacts in. He didn't see anything. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but people overlook giving people benefit of the doubt, looking at something from somebody else's perspective, not getting too upset, not falling too much in love with someone, not getting too upset with someone. See these simple things, connecting, a dini nasiha. These simple things, it could literally save like not this situation I'm saying, like this is Allahu Alam, what could happen. If this guy had a bigger brother who was very close to him and saw him and grabbed him and maybe gave him a pounding, said, get this stupid, maybe that could have stopped it. Who knows? Allahu Alam. But sometimes simple things can make a big effect. Sometimes giving a smile, as you said, Sheikh, and saying hello to that somebody, maybe that person was like having suicidal thoughts, and within an instant they completely forgot about why they were on that path. You know what I mean? Will it do everything? No. Like, will it solve everything? But will it help society as a whole be better and more resilient? Yes.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.